In Assassin's Creed, there are many different ways to hide, whether it be to escape being pursued by guards, or to patiently, stealthily infiltrate a fortified location. In this video, we are going to milk the hiding spot system and list the top 5 hiding spots. So think of this as something of a stealth guide for those who are new to the franchise, except it will be exclusively about hiding spots and it will be the ultimate barrel scrape. I'll structure it like a top 5 video, but for the most part there's not really much order to it. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So to begin with, let's begin with the water. Now you're probably thinking, wait, what? That's not a designated hiding spot. And yeah, you're right, it's not. But this body of water that you see in most Assassin's Creed games can in fact be used to submerge yourself underwater in certain Assassin's Creed games such as Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood and Revelations among others. And for a limited time you can alter your position while the line of sight is broken, and sometimes that's all you need to end a chase. I find this tactic to be most useful when you are being chased, and considering that in most Assassin's Creed games, them being all but Black Flag and presumably Rogue, the AI cannot swim, so if you're being chased or you're in a fight that's overwhelming and you jump into a conveniently placed body of water and swim away as far as you can, you'll probably wind up escaping quite easily. And for stealth purposes, you can submerge yourself underwater. Moving on to the next hiding spot, which are the Stalking Zones, prominently present in Assassin's Creed 3, 4 and Rogue. These stalking zones can be very useful when tailing or when creeping through restricted areas, as usually they're quite conveniently placed. They can be very useful at getting up close to guards and killing them, or getting up close to a target and killing them and dragging them into the undergrowth as if they never existed. And while hidden in these stalking zones, you can move about, so if somebody is searching the stalking zone and you don't want to kill them, you could just move to the other parts of the stalking zone and they wouldn't find you. Now this wouldn't be my favourite hiding spot for escaping a chase, but they're very useful in infiltration, tailing and eavesdropping, as well as stealthy assassinations, because they allow for you to get up close and almost within striking distance of your target, or within the hearing range of eavesdropping objectives. Next up we have the benches, which are present in Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Revelations, Brotherhood, that was a weird order, 3, 4 and Rogue, I think. Yeah, they are. These almost obvious hiding spots actually make reference to a blade in the crowd in a way, as you are essentially hidden among the public between the people sat either side of you. From the benches you can assassinate any passing guards or enemies, and then you can hide the body by sitting them on the bench and it's like they're just sat there, giving you time to hurry away without too much commotion and move to the next hiding spot. These are very useful for patient players who don't mind waiting for their target to come around so that they can assassinate them from a bench. And if you've broken the line of sight, you can easily use a bench to escape pursuing guards. Though if you're like me, you'd probably prefer to run like Forrest Gump. However, for more patient players, this is a very useful hiding spot. Next up, we have the standard crowds. Now in most Assassin's Creed games, that being all Assassin's Creed games but the first one, you can blend with any crowd there is. In the first Assassin's Creed game, you can blend with scholars or priests or whatever they happen to be, but in most Assassin's Creed games, you can just simply blend with the crowds, which is a very good complement to the blade in the crowd social stealth system that Assassin's Creed adopts. These can be very useful in tailing missions, as well as infiltrating very crowded but restricted areas, approaching targets or passing guards undetected, and for all round just keeping a very low profile as a means to avoid attracting attention. This stealth system makes quite a bit of sense. If you're in a fairly big crowd, you won't be noticed just as much. However, being in fuck-off armor with a robe and a lot of weapons among a load of unarmed civilians may be a bit more suspicious than the game gives it credit. Regardless, it's about the mechanic, not the aesthetic, and it surely worked. Nobody suspects that you're an assassin as long as you've got your bezzy mates with you, who don't know who you are and look nothing like you. And of course, we have the classic Haystack as our #1 spot on this list, because it is somewhat iconic to Assassin's Creed, because you can dive into the haystacks from ridiculous heights and survive, and at the same time as being a nicely perfect tactic, this is also quite a good tactic to escape fights. Say if you're being chased on a rooftop, you can easily dive off the rooftop. In the dive, you somehow break the line of sight and then land in the haystack and you can hide. Also, on the ground, if you manage to break the line of sight, just hop into a haystack and you'll be sweet. If any of these bellends come a-poking, all you have to do is kill them and drag them into the haystack, and it's like they weren't there in the first place. Not only is the haystack a hiding spot, but it also doubles up as something that can break your fall from jumping from extreme heights. And of all the many hiding spots throughout the Assassin's Creed games, this is probably the one that you recognise the most. If you're being chased on the rooftop or even on the ground, keep your eye out for a haystack, because these hiding spots are quite good, especially if you're on a rooftop, because you can jump in, etc, etc, break the sight, break the chase, and suddenly you're gone as they don't know where you are. It's a great hiding spot. And while you're in that haystack, if you happen to be a scientist, please, for all of our sakes, ask them how the hell they defy physics. And there are the 5 best kinds of hiding spots, in my opinion. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to comment your favourite hiding spots down below. Ah, this is proper barrel scraping, but it's not at the same time. It's like in that grey area. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, share, comment, etc. Let me know which hiding spots you use the most and where, how do you use them, what instances, etc. Share this video with your friends and things, and I'll see you all very soon.